Dying Light, the Far Cry 3 of zombies, is the game where you do a lot of parkour because of the zombies. This is what makes the movement special. In its relationship to the parkour, the zombies become the pressure behind all of our actions. Without zombies to enable pressure, there isn't anything that pushes you into your most optimal routes. This is the engine behind Dying Light's movement, a theme reinforced during the night as the zombies become more intense, and that creates stronger pressure for you to perform within. What makes it stand out is how the escape fantasy isn't just a byproduct of the zombies, it's the core design principle. The game builds everything around that pressure to move, turning the undead into a constant force. Deeply internal, zombies don't just exist to scare, they exist to push you into motion, making the act of movement feel necessary, urgent, and satisfying. Dying Light explores themes of control, chaos, and individual agency, integrating them seamlessly into its gameplay. The experience often feels like a blend of Far Cry's open-ended survival, and the parkour system is fast, fluent, responsive, turning traversal into a powerful tool for navigating a collapsing world. Meanwhile, the zombies encounters stand out for the freedom they offer. Players can fight, flee, or improvise. Survival becomes a power fantasy for anybody wishing to escape into the chaos of a zombie apocalypse. I think it's clever how the story plays around this. Crane evolves with the player, making the story personal and immersive. Him being an undercover agent isn't just a plot device, it's a narrative justification for how the player engages with the world and works very well with the themes that the world reflects. Crane starts as an outsider, a double agent, and quickly grows into a reliable part of the community. Rising in skill as a zombie survivor, his character is changed with the story. Stuck in a political game for control, Crane has an internal conflict that plays out in his decisions and in your gameplay. It's emotionally layered, as he's pulled by different factions, each with a different disregard for human life. He has to take a bit of the world's darkness in order to develop himself. As Crane questions his priorities and ties with the survivors, the player's role shifts. The narrative lets you grow with Crane, not just in parkour or surviving, but in understanding. You're no longer just doing what you're told. Crane learns that helping people should be his first priority. He was sent as a spy, but grows as a hero, questioning objectives and investing in the people around him. Like any good mirrors, the level of engagement reflects the player and where they're willing to meet the game. If you tune out the game, it will feel bland, but if you put the right level of investment, the experience will come to life alongside the gameplay. Like Far Cry, in which the main character grows into the experience, Crane's story is perfect for a video game narrative where the experience and the players are mirrors of each other. Far Cry 3 plays with the idea of the player becoming the monster, even questioning whether the player enjoys killing. Dying Light is more focused on empathy, sacrifice, and moral awakening over dehumanization, especially as Crane sides with people overpowered to honor his own humanity. Crane's role as an undercover agent provides both a narrative anchor and a psychological mirror for the players. Someone playing the game is always growing in some way, making for great game design. Design is always pushing you into motion. If you try to stay on the ground, you're gonna die quickly, as zombies are designed not as enemies but more like forces of nature. Passive zombies are always a pain to deal with, as you're not always suited to fight them. Yes, fighting is part of the game and you do get better at it, but equally so is your agility. You can outrun big groups of zombies or climb to safety at any time. A huge part of the game is getting from one point to the other, and the more you move around, the more XP you gain. This unlocks more movement abilities like classic 2015 games isolated from the internet. Skill progression is very consistent, with the game's logic giving you a smooth progression that takes you through a power arc that makes a difference. Parkour enables gameplay. The movement systems is fundamental for the experience, not just flashy, it's core to survival and exploration. Uniquely combining parkour and zombie survival creates an immersive power fantasy experience, where movement, tension, and character growth are all interwoven into a dynamic sandbox that rewards skill, adaptation, and narrative engagement. You feel like a survivor in the zombie apocalypse. Zombies design in Dying Light is not your typical enemy design. Zombies are pressure first, enemy second. At the start of the game, killing a zombie isn't better than just running away from one, but then filters out anyone not bending to the rules of the new world, if you will. The more you battle, the better Crane gets at killing, growing in skill while zombies can be killed. Early parts of the game make it an investment to do so whether you clear a room or not depends on your resources and objective. Melee combat is actually pretty complicated and well conceptualized, but looking simple and straightforward, it acts very fast and responsive. Zombie encounters sometimes feel desperate, other times very calculated on your part. Combat emerges naturally from the player's movement, gradually connecting to zombies as a shared language between player and enemy. Zombies act as both threat and tool, not just enemies, but part of the system that encourage fast, flowing movement. It all comes together to form a stable fantasy with the right level of horror, tension, and action. Despite the horror and chaos, the game empowers the player, rewarding mastery. Open world freedom supports emergent gameplay and personal pacing while maintaining pressure. Even in small groups, any zombie can still kill you, especially if you get careless. As the story develops, the act of killing becomes more deliberate. The game slowly conditions you to fight, teaching you through necessity rather than power. Early on it's easier to run, but as Crane grows in skill, fighting becomes a choice with more weight. Pressure first design pushes motion for survival, but when human enemies appear, that motion slows. The focus shifts from pure movement to the why of your actions. Crane now has to go the path that holds both darkness and humanity, where the choice to kill humans carry meaning beyond survival and reflect the stakes of the factions around him. Zombies served as both the training ground and a measure of skill. Early encounters teach Crane and the players how to move, fight, and survive. As such, they act as training for the real threat of this world, humans with agendas. In a world that's dying, how does humanity stand while zombies take over? How do humans become more zombie-like, killing a bit of their own humanity to survive, forcing Crane into choices with lasting consequences? What begins as a game of survival becomes a story about alignment, morality, the factions that control the world around us. Dying Light shows how games can simulate real human dilemmas, giving players a space to explore such freedoms and ground it in human stakes. Player agency starts with movement, survival, and learning decision making through parkour and zombie encounters. After humans are introduced as enemies, the threat shifts from the mindless to the intentional. No longer just navigating a hazard, you're clashing with different interests behind gunfights. It's clear that this is more of a zombie game over a shooting game. The story implications is that bad factions use lives as tools for negotiation and control, creating the conflict in the first place. The story stops being about zombies and starts being a soundboard where actions ripple outward, shaping alliances, conflicts, and power. In that space, choices matter not because they're right or wrong, but because they carry weight in a world that reacts to you because of Crane's humanity. And his desire to help the most people, he has to deal with becoming the mediator behind all these evil forces, putting him in the middle of a bunch of gunfights, deals, and zombies. Crane's choices carry real meaning over the narrative, and as they clash with the game's greater ideas aside from just zombies, he doesn't just go with the flow. He starts to grow as a hero, which is something, as the game puts it, you can't be if you let someone else think for you. This theme ties the story together of not becoming someone else's puppet or zombie that surrounds just his humanity, even in a world that's dying, letting you become the world's last light as the ultimate zombie survivor. In conclusion, I love the Dying Light 1 experience. Interestingly, zombies act as a hive mind, maybe calling back to the themes of agency. You lose your free will when you turn zombie, and free will is important as the complete loss of it basically means the end. By being in the middle, you act on your own and make the best out of a bad situation. This blends into the video game narrative. Does a video game give you agency, or is everything you do pre-ordered? And within that, what can you actually do with the small free will you get? And what does that say about our individual feelings? Maybe Dying Light won't answer those questions for you, but it's clear that it thinks about them. Overall, a game that honors your personal humanity while creating a world that's trying to take it from you, it's pretty good. I would play it if you can. More videos to come. I just made this one, another one maybe in 2 months. But yeah, thank you, stay safe, subscribe. Manny the author is out.